Sudan's civil war between the Sudanese Armed Forces, or the SAF, and the Rapid Support Forces, the RSF, paramilitary, has produced the largest humanitarian crisis in the world. Estimates suggested tens of thousands of people have died from combat and thousands more have perished from disease and hunger brought on by the war, now well into its third year. There have been many significant military and political developments this month. Among them, the Sudanese army is consolidating its control over the capital Khartoum, which it took from the RSF in March. Here is our cover report. This video was published by Reuters on the 30th of August. Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, head of the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, was sworn in as the head of a parallel Sudanese government, pushing the country a step closer towards de facto partition. Dagalo, known as Hemedti, has barely been seen in Sudan since the start of a 28-month-long war with the country's national army, but was sworn in the Sudanese city of Nyala.
As the head of the Presidential Council, to be faithful and honest in my loyalty to the Republic of Sudan and to carry out my duties and responsibilities seriously and honestly and with transparency in order to ensure the elevation and the progress of the Sudanese people, and to commit to the transitional constitution and to protect it and preserve it and to keep the laws of the new Sudan and to defend the country's sovereignty.
One of Sudan's largest cities, situated in the West Darfur region, Nyala has served as a de facto capital for the RSF, which has appointed a prime minister and a presidential council led by Dagalo. The city has been frequently targeted with drone attacks. Although the RSF controls most of Darfur, it has been fighting the army and its allies fiercely for the city of al-Fashir, the region's historic capital. It has besieged hundreds of thousands of civilians there, more than 500 days, forcing them to consume animal feed to survive. UNICEF said earlier this week that more than 1,000 children have been killed or maimed by air, artillery and ground attacks. The RSF says it has given civilians ample opportunity to leave. The Sudanese army has retaken control of central and eastern regions of Sudan and has been setting up its first government since the start of the war, which held its first cabinet meeting early this week. The vast Kordofan region that lies between the two forces' strongholds remains the site of fighting and attacks on small villages. The war between the forces has plunged half of Sudan's population into hunger, devastated its economy and created the world's worst humanitarian crisis. The Trump administration says it aims to end the conflict, but there has so far been little progress. A secret meeting reportedly took place in Switzerland between SAF Commander-in-Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and a United States advisor in mid-August, ostensibly to discuss a plan to end the war, and that's according to Sudan experts and media outlets. A week after the secret meeting, al-Burhan retired several senior military officers, some of whom reportedly belonged to Sudan's political Islamist movement, which ruled the country for 30 years with former President Omar al-Bashir at the helm. Experts believe al-Burhan is under external pressure to dilute the influence of prominent figures tied to the al-Bashir government.
We renew our commitment to continue the battle for dignity, to defeat the rebellion, and to make neither compromise nor reconciliation, whatever the cost.
Inside the Sudanese city of al-Fashir in North Darfur, an estimated 260,000 civilians, including 130,000 children, remain trapped in desperate conditions, cut off from aid for more than 16 months. UNICEF says that at least 600,000 people, half of them children, have been displaced from al-Fashir and surrounding camps in recent months. Aid has frequently come under fire and been blockaded by both sides in the war, which erupted from a power struggle in April 2023 and has caused what the United Nations calls the world's biggest humanitarian crisis. The RSF accused the Sudanese army of hitting the convoys as part of a drone attack on Hemedti market and other areas. The army later said in a statement that this was a fabrication to distract from what it termed the RSF's crimes in al-Fashir. The RSF's siege of al-Fashir has cut off supplies and driven up prices. Experts determined that famine had taken hold in parts of the area last year.
Life is so hard. Sometimes we find a portion of animal feed. Other times we can't even find that. We're just staying, but the situation is very, very, very hard.
Civilians have come under artillery bombardment, drone strikes, as well as direct attacks. Camps for displaced people have been repeatedly attacked. Those who leave al-Fashir face RSF checkpoints and most frequently come under attack, including sexual assaults. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.